It takes 3 to 4 years for a python to reach the optimal size required for high-end handbags and boots.
Documentation tracks the lineage and diet of every specimen, ensuring compliance with international trade regulations.
Daily inspections are critical. Even a single scratch from rough handling can devalue the leather by thousands of dollars.
Precision farming ensures that every reticulated python grows with flawless skin patterns, free from scars or parasites. Deep in the tropics, the journey of luxury leather begins here, in a controlled, high-humidity environment designed for reptiles. Hydration is key. Dry air causes bad shedding, which ruins the geometric perfection of the scales. Stress releases hormones that can tighten the skin, so the holding area is kept silent and cool prior to culling.
A veterinary officer signs off on the health of the batch, confirming no diseases are present before they leave the farm.
Ready? Lift.
Once they reach 4 meters in length, the selected specimens are separated for the final stage of the farming cycle.
The harvest is strictly batched. This group of 50 will yield enough leather for a limited run of luxury jackets.
Leaving the breeding facility, the raw material begins its transition from biological specimen to industrial commodity.
Temperature control remains crucial. Heat at this stage could begin decomposition, destroying the delicate scale hinges.
Security is tight. High-value skins are a target for theft, so the transport is sealed with tamper-evident locks.
Every batch is tracked by GPS. The chain of custody must be unbroken to certify the leather as ethically sourced.
Within minutes, the cargo is secured in a chilled environment, pausing biological decay. The driver has a strict schedule. The processing facility operates on a just-in-time basis to ensure freshness.
The journey from the farm to the tannery is short, but critical.
Gate 1 to receiving. Delivery arrived.
Strict international laws govern python trade. Without valid SITS permits, the cargo would be seized immediately.
Biosecurity is the first line of defense. No unauthorized organic matter enters or leaves. Ahead lies the wet processing facility, where biology will meet heavy chemistry.
The clock is ticking to get the specimens into the preparation room.
This facility processes over 50,000 skins annually, supplying the top fashion houses of Milan and Paris.
The transport unit maintains a constant interior temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, fighting the external tropical heat. Processing reptile skin requires specialized infrastructure that standard tanneries do not possess.
This specific industrial zone is designated for tanning and chemical processing, keeping hazardous waste contained.
Precision docking seals the truck against the building, preventing temperature loss during unloading.
The cargo has arrived. Now, the ownership transfers from the logistics team to the factory floor manager. With the seal broken, the intake process begins immediately. There is no waiting. The processing team is already assembled on the other side of the bay door. Chain of custody is confirmed. The raw material is now the factory's responsibility.
Hold it!
Safety protocols here are rigorous. Heavy machinery and slippery surfaces make the receiving bay a high-risk zone.
Before the doors open, the seal must be verified one last time to ensure no tampering occurred in transit.
Inside, the temperature is controlled, but the smell of raw nature is unmistakable.
The receiving team takes over. From here on, speed and hygiene are the priorities.
The interior stays chilled until the very last second.
Clear to unload.
The journey is over. The transformation is about to begin.
The shift begins early. Before touching any product, the team must undergo a rigorous sanitization process. Total coverage is mandatory. A single stray hair pressed into wet skin can leave a permanent flaw.
Contamination is the enemy. Street clothes carry dust and bacteria that can ruin the tanning chemistry.
These aprons will be their shield against water, blood, and corrosive tanning agents for the next 8 hours. An air shower removes microscopic particles before the team enters the wet production floor.
Specialized footwear prevents slips on the wet factory floor and stops cross-contamination from the outside world.
Beyond these doors lies the wet zone, where the raw skins from the truck are waiting. Hygiene protocols here rival those of a food processing plant. Weight is money. The factory pays by the kilogram and the centimeter, so precision is non-negotiable.
Every batch is immediately logged into the factory's internal tracking system.
Verification is digital and instant. Inventory levels are updated in real time.
The logistics chain meets the production line. The temperature here is kept at a constant 12 degrees.
There is no time to waste. The skins must be rehydrated immediately to prevent drying out.
Before any chemistry can bond with the collagen, the skin must be stripped of surface contaminants.
Perfect. The skins are cold and dormant, ready for the initial wash.
The initial inspection confirms the preservation state. The ice packs must still be frozen.
Before the chemicals can do their work, every inch of the hide must be cleaned and categorized.
One slip here punctures the skin, instantly downgrading a $500 hide to scrap material.
Nothing is wasted. The organic byproducts are collected and processed for fertilizer. The result is a perfectly clean canvas, ready for the most critical step, grading.
Backlighting reveals what the naked eye miss: microfractures, tick bites, or healed scars from the wild.
A-grade A skin allows for 0 defects in the center panel. This one is marked for cutting into smaller goods.
For the main body, a hydraulic fleshing machine applies uniform pressure to strip the remaining membrane.
This is the heart of the operation, the beam house. Here, the raw skin is stripped of everything non-essential.
The underside carries the adipose tissue, fat that must be removed immediately to prevent rot.
While machines do the bulk work, delicate areas near the head and tail require a master craftsman's hand.
Water usage is high, but the facility treats and recycles 90% of the runoff.
The data creates a digital passport for the skin, viewable by clients in Paris or Milan in real time. Traceability is complete. We now know the farm, the feed, and the grade of this specific piece.
This tag will remain attached through acid baths, dyeing drums, and drying tunnels.
Once a batch of 50 is assembled, they move to the chemical phase.
Too little chemistry and the skin rots. Too much and the fibers burn. Balance is everything.
Chemistry is precise. The weight of the skins determines exactly how much acid and enzyme is required.
The sorting is done. Now, the skins enter the beam house drums for the soaking process.
The skins enter a massive timber vessel. For the next 48 hours, this drum will be their entire world.
Once sealed, the drum becomes a pressurized chemical reactor. Surfactants and degreasers are introduced to dissolve the stubborn natural oils found in reptile skin.
Precise chemical cocktails are mixed to strip away natural grease and relax the collagen fibers.
To remove the scales and open the skin, a strong alkaline solution of lime and sulfides is added.
Rehydration is the first step. The dried preservation salt must be washed away to open the fiber structure.
Mechanical action is just as important as chemical action. The tumbling flexes the skin, allowing fluids to penetrate deep.
This is the liming stage. The goal is to loosen the keratin scales so they can be removed, leaving only the pattern impression.
Delimbing brings the pH back down. If this happens too fast, the skin becomes brittle. It must be a gentle descent.
The harsh alkaline chemicals must be drained completely before the next delicate stage.
This is the pickle. The acid lowers the pH to around 2.8, sterilizing the skin and preparing it for the tanning agent.
Before tanning, the skin must be preserved in acid. But acid alone causes swelling, so salt is added first as a buffer.
Enzymes digest non-essential proteins, making the leather soft, pliable, and silky to the touch.
The fiber structure is now open, clean, and acidic. It is ready to receive the tanning liquor.
The reaction turns the skins white. They can now be stored for months if necessary, but we are moving straight to tanning.
They are now called pickled pelts. They are chemically stable, but not yet leather.
Cross-contamination between alkaline lime and acidic tan is disastrous, so dedicated vessels are used.
For white leather, synthetic tannins are used. Chrome would turn it blue, but fashion often demands a pure white base.
This viscous fluid contains the tannins that will permanently alter the protein structure of the skin.
The boil test is the ultimate proof. If the skin curls or hardens, the tanning failed. This piece remains perfect.
At a molecular level, the collagen fibers are cross-linked. The skin is no longer organic material. It is now leather. The boil test is the ultimate proof. If the skin curls or hardens, the tanning failed. This piece remains perfect.
Luxury goods require exacting thickness. Even a fraction of a millimeter variance can ruin a wallet design.
Now that it is leather, it must be lubricated. Oils are driven into the fibers to ensure the final product is soft, not cardboard.
The transformation is permanent. These skins will never rot, even if left wet for years.
The sammying process presses out 50% of the water, preparing the leather for precision shaving.
The flesh side is now as smooth as suede, ensuring it bonds perfectly with linings later.
The shaving machine is unforgiving. A rotating cylinder of blades pares the leather down to a uniform 0.6 millimeters.
The shavings are collected and recycled into bonded leather products. Zero waste is the goal.
The shavings are collected and recycled into bonded leather products. Zero waste is the goal.
Now uniform in thickness and texture, the skins are grouped for their final color destination.
The dye kitchen. Here, recipes are followed with pharmacist-like precision to match Pantone references.
The skins return to the drum. Heat and rotation drive the color deep into the dermis.
Aniline dyes are used, transparent, soluble dyes that stain the fiber without painting over the natural scale pattern.
He checks the cross-section. The color must penetrate all the way through, not just sit on the surface. Acid fixes the dye. The water turns clear as the leather absorbs 100% of the color particles. Dried leather is naturally stiff. To make it soft enough for fashion, it must be beaten. Milling breaks the microscopic adhesions between fibers, softening the leather physically rather than chemically.
The setting out machine presses the leather flat, squeezing out the last of the free water and smoothing the grain. Vacuum drying boils off moisture at low temperatures, preventing the leather from shrinking or hardening.
This slow drying phase ensures the center of the skin is as dry as the edges.
To stabilize the moisture content, The skins take a journey through the conditioning tunnel.
In just 2 minutes, the leather is dried to precise specifications, retaining its flexibility.
The transformation is vibrant, but they are still wet, and drying reptile skin is an art form in itself.
The result is garment soft, flexible enough to be sewn into a jacket or wrapped around a heel.
Locked under tension, the heat sets the shape memory of the collagen fibers.
Tension is applied evenly. If pulled too hard, the scale pattern distorts. If too loose, the skin dries wrinkly.
Once cooled, the flatness is permanent. The leather is now a stable, workable material. Drying shrinks leather. Toggling stretches it back out to maximize the surface area. Staking ensures the softness returns without losing the flatness achieved in toggling. Cleanliness is vital. Any dust left now will be trapped under the final finish forever. The back is buffed to a suede finish, ensuring glue will adhere correctly during product manufacturing. For the final touch, the skins enter the automated finishing line. Laser measurement guarantees the buyer pays exactly for the usable area, down to the squared millimeter.
A micro layer of protein binder and lacquer is applied to seal the dye and protect the scales.
Is glazing. A solid glass roller strikes the leather under high pressure, compacting the surface into a mirror shine. Immediately after spraying, the lacquer must be cured. Infrared lamps dry the finish from the inside out. The finish is set, but the iconic glassy shine of luxury reptile skin requires mechanical polishing.
The friction generates intense heat, burnishing the protein binder into a hard, glossy surface.
The friction generates intense heat, burnishing the protein binder into a hard, glossy surface.
For matte finishes, a heated hydraulic press irons the skin perfectly flat, removing any remaining texture. Surface inspection is critical. A single dust speck trapped in the lacquer will reject the entire skin.
Some finishes cannot be automated. Tipping highlights the natural geometry of the scales by hand.
The rough edges, scarred by the toggle clips, are trimmed away. Only the pristine center remains. A final buff with carnauba wax gives the leather a warm, organic feel rather than a plastic look.
Only the top 10% make the cut for the premier luxury houses. The rest go to secondary markets.
The handle must be perfect, soft enough to fold, but firm enough to hold a handbag's shape.
Laser etching adds the final brand verification, invisible to the consumer, but vital for the manufacturer.
A final buff with carnauba wax gives the leather a warm, organic feel, rather than a plastic look.
For limited editions, metallic foils are heat transferred onto the grain.
Left, right, match.
Skins are paired like twins. A left shoe and a right shoe must have identical scale sizes.
The final billable area is calculated. The customer pays only for the finished, usable leather.
One final clean ensures no debris interferes with the final area measurement. The tensile test ensures the leather won't rip when stitched into a handbag or stretched over a shoe last. The Bally flexometer simulates years of walking or opening a bag. The finish must not crack even after 50,000 folds.
Hydrophobic coatings are verified. The leather must repel water to prevent staining from rain or spills.
The color match is perfect. The visual inspection is complete.
Color fastness is critical. A $2,000 bag cannot stain a client's white silk dress.
But looking good isn't enough. Before shipping, the science must back up the aesthetics.
Adhesion testing confirms that metallic finishes and lacquers are permanently bonded to the scale structure.
Visual beauty is not enough. Luxury brands demand leather that can survive wear, tear, and time.
Chemical compliance is the most serious test. We check for restricted substances like heavy metals or formaldehyde.
Global standards are strict. This leather is certified free of Chrome-6 and other hazardous allergens.
For aviation or automotive clients, flammability testing is mandatory. The leather must self-extinguish.
Every batch gets a certificate of analysis. Without this paper, the leather cannot be exported.
Microscopy revealed the health of the collagen fibers. A tight, interwoven structure indicates premium durability.
Acid-free tissue is essential. Standard paper could alter the pH of the leather over time.
A reference sample is kept for 5 years, ensuring traceability if a defect arises in the future.
Presentation is part of the product. The unboxing experience for the client begins here.
The journey through the factory is over. Now, they must be prepared for the journey to the client.
With science confirming quality, the batch is officially released for packaging. Tamper-evident tape ensures the client knows if the package was opened during customs inspection.
Consolidated shipping reduces the carbon footprint. One pallet holds leather for 5,000 handbags.
This batch is destined for a spring collection in Milan.
The load is stabilized and waterproofed, ready for the high bay warehouse. Logistics are timed to the minute. The truck leaves immediately to catch the evening cargo flight.
Exotic skins are never folded. They are rolled onto cardboard cores to maintain their structural integrity. Secure packaging is the final safeguard. These boxes are crush-proof, designed to withstand international air freight.
Everything is identified. The QR code links back to the farm data from the very first phase.
This batch is destined for a spring collection in Milan.
Sealed once more. The next time these doors open, they will be in Europe.
And that is the journey of the skin.
Durability, beauty, and precision, engineered into every square centimeter.
And this is how modern factories produce luxury snakeskin leather from start to finish.
What began in the mud of a tropical farm ends in the window of a high street boutique.
It is a complex blend of ancient tanning traditions and modern chemical engineering. Precision, science, luxury. From a raw, organic harvest to a refined industrial material, the process is complete.